Time to lace up, the bread will never break us. By any means, just to feed the team, I take a pay cut. Won't stop until we way up, eating and got our weight up.
It's a curveball when you see them same niggas change up.
Nowadays, man.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back for another episode of Keeping It A Spade. We've had a special guest today, my boy JY. Introduce your guest today, man.
What it do? It's your boy JY. Shout out my boy Juice Lowry and my evil twin brother Mojo Jojo. I appreciate my boy. I know him as Coley Cole, but for y'all that don't know him, my boy Matt Cole, McKendrie's finest. You know he in the league now. I know a lot about him, but man, you go ahead and introduce yourself for people who don't know.
For those who don't, first of all, I'm glad to be on this podcast with you all, just to fellowship with you. One thing that people don't know about me, I'm from southwest side of Chicago, born and raised. I'm the fourth of the family. I'm the youngest. All four of us all got degrees. I've been in the league for about going into my third year. Psychology major. I graduated on time. Former All-American, Division II. A full-time father.
Okay.
So you said you from the southwest part of Chicago. What high school you went to?
I went to Curie Metropolitan High School, and if you're in the state of Illinois, that's Class 8A. That's where the big dogs play in.
See, I went to Creek, bro. We played 6A, man. But so when you was at Curie, obviously you played football all 4 years. Was there any other sport you played though?
I mean, when I was at Curie, I also did track too. I did that just to pretty much stay in shape. I wasn't really competitive when it came to track. I'm just naturally fast, so I did that as one way of when football season was going on, I would just run just to stay in tip-top shape.
What's your 440 speed?
My best is a 4.4.
Oof.
That's legit.
He got some wheels.
So like when you was at Curie, bro, like What did you play receiver or what position was you playing?
I was a wide back. Before that position even came out, that's what I did. The school I went to, well, during my years of me being we didn't really pass the ball. We was always a running team, like offense. We just wanted to be the most physical people on the team on the field. We ran the ball most of the time. We never passed it. I did most of my career at Cary. I did all jet sweeps. I never caught the ball for real. Also played on the defensive side of the ball because there was only like 28 of us on varsity, so we had to play each way. We had to play each way. I played a little bit of corner and safety, and I did some punting for just mediocre, you know.
Just messing around.
Yeah.
So you come from Curie, you running track, you this multi, athlete. What did you have any offers coming out, or did you see yourself playing college football, or was it just like high school football, whatever happened?
You know what? I didn't really start playing football for real until going into 8th grade. Because before that, I was doing gymnastics. I always thought growing up I was going to be in the Olympics for tumbling. Never seen myself in the NFL at all. So that came as a surprise to me and my family. I didn't start thinking about possibly the NFL until like my junior year of high school. And around that time, that's when I started hearing about them 7-on-7 teams that people was doing. I heard about that at like the last minute because before I went to Michigan State. I went to Michigan State football camp. I went to University of Illinois football camp. Just like I want to say like weekend camps just to play the position of DB. I didn't have no offers coming out. The school we went to, we had to do our own recruiting just because the organization they wasn't really heavily involved with the athletes trying to help us or see us where we envision, because I feel like everybody who play a sport want to go Division I, play at the top tier. They want to play with the best of the best. And my coaches was bringing in NAIA schools, D3 schools, kind of like I guess like they can't really see us playing at that level, so they was sending the schools that they think is best for us. About 6 of us out of my varsity class, like we did our own recruiting. Some went Division III, NAIA. I'm the only one that went the highest level, the D2, and I feel like everything happened for a reason. As nice as it sounds to go Division I, the level at which you compete doesn't define you. How you compete does, you know.
Yeah. So all right. So you the biggest athlete technically on the team. What was your first offer?
McKendree.
All right, was that your only offer?
McKendree was my only offer. I did Team USA, like I said, Michigan State. I did those camps, but none of them was sending no scouts out. They didn't really show no interest, even though like I showed out at most of these camps. Thing is, with these offers, you also got to be doing good on the academic side too. And I want to say like my first 2 years of high school, I kind of struggled with that. I wasn't really taking it serious until going into my junior year. So maybe that's probably why. That probably played a part in why I having offers coming out.
So like when you was like going to those camps and seeing that you wasn't like highly recruited, like what was going through your head when you go into these camps and you just like, man, he recruited higher than me, he's not even better than me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how was that mental process and you just, staying focused?
Yeah, that's a good question. See, with me, I let my actions speak louder than my words. So the last thing I want to do is compare myself to somebody else, because comparison is the killer of confidence. You know, a lot of guys like to see themselves like, man, how can they pick them up? And they think X, Y, and Z about themselves. Me, I was never that person. I was like, look at maybe they see something in him that they don't see in me. So I'll just let my actions just speak for itself.
Right.
Any camp I went to, no offers. I still showed out. Still no offers. So it's like I feel like at the end of the day, everything gonna work itself out.
All right. So you get to McKendree, because I was there when you first got there. Mm-hmm. And I remember before you was 200 plus, you came in like 160, 170, soaking wet. You come in, and I know you said, you play wide back, but they tell you playing receiver. What was that transition from you coming from, Curie High School, where it's like you didn't really catch the ball like that, to now, like, all right, I got to learn these plays. I got to catch this ball. Like, what was that transition like?
It was definitely a new learning curve because, like I said, we didn't run routes for real when I was in high school. So I'm actually playing like the title like wide receiver besides blocking. And once the ball's in your hand, you gotta do something with it. How good are you going in and out of routes? How clean are your routes? Are you catching the ball clean? You know, not with your body because anybody can catch with your body. Um, it was definitely a new learning curve for me. It took me some time to kind of get around playing wide receiver how it's supposed to be. And while I was there, I'm not trying to throw shade, but hell, even for the 4 years of me being up, I had a different wide receiver coach every year, and none of them had any experience of playing wide receiver. So that kind of made it even. That kind of made it. That kind of made it even. That kind of made it even more tough for me. It's like when you have somebody who can kind of relate to where you coming from, I feel like that'll make their job less stressful and your learning technique can get better. But the coaches that was coaching me, they never played wide receiver before, and it was kind of hard for me to be like, I don't understand how. I mean, I may not have played the position for real, but it's like they don't even have the experience of playing this position. So it's like we both don't know what we're doing in here, to be honest. What I did was it's kind of cheesy. I'll watch other receivers online and like on YouTube, like people in the league. You know, that's kind of like where I think I got better. You know, just saying like how these receivers in the league are catching, like what they doing for drills and practice and stuff like that. My receiver coach, I ain't gonna say no names, but every year, you know, they will take some film from like professionals in the league and seeing what they was doing, like the receivers doing their practice, and they had transferred that towards the practices we had when I was back in McKendree. So it was kind of like an inconsistent system for playing wide receiver at that school.
I think it was even crazy because like I salute y'all because y'all had Jay Will, Lil G, Josh Reve, and it's like you said, y'all ain't really had no real coach. Whereas like us with the DBs, we had Coach Harrison. Like Uncle played in the NFL, he All American at like McKendree. So it was like even just the transition for you. I definitely like tip my hat off to you because I definitely saw the transition when you first came in to when I left in your last year. I'm like, wait a minute, that's Matt Cole from the what? So like when did you realize like I know they was giving you the ball a lot and you scoring a lot of touchdowns, especially in like special teams. But when did it start to like kick in where you was like, dang, like I might actually like go to the league?
Probably after the end of my sophomore year. Um, Freshman year is over, and when you're a freshman, it's hard to get a lot of reps and touches like you may want to because there's upperclassmen ahead of you. I realized after my freshman year was over, that going into my sophomore year, there's a lot of guys in the same boat as me. So it's like it's probably like maybe one senior in a group, maybe one or two. So the chances of me getting a lot of playing time is pretty high. Now it's up to me to go out here and practice and show to these coaches and to my teammates that, you know, that I deserve to have like a starting spot or be in some type of rotation on this offense. Once it got to like around the end of my sophomore season, I started really well. I've been showing out on special teams all 4 years, but going into like my sophomore year, it definitely started to catch a lot of people's eyes, and I don't mean just like my teammates. I mean the opposing team. People they doing scout reports on guys for special teams. They don't really pay attention to stuff like that. They usually look at either an offensive player and a defensive player. I started to become a special team threat like my sophomore year. Then after that, became an offensive threat, and then I was offensive and a special teams threat by the end of my senior year.
Okay. Was there anybody that you tried to model your game after in the NFL?
Oh no, sir. I want to bring up again. Comparison is the killer of confidence.
Yeah.
Like it's cool what some of these guys is doing out there, but I never be like I can do it too. I'll just tell myself I can do better.
Okay, well, that brings on another question. I guess we kind of just jump right into that. As far as you being in the league, now you play for the Commanders, you play for the Giants, you play for the Dolphins, you play for the Niners, and then you play for the Seahawks. Now, you probably didn't see all the star guys that play on these teams that are who the guys that the focal point of the football teams are with all these given teams. Was there anything at all that they taught you as far as like, the star players or like, the $100 million guys once coming into there, even with just the little time that you was there, as far as being just like obviously like a starter sometimes or like a practice squad guy or given whatever it may be with the situations with every different team?
I mean, maybe since I've been in the league, I've probably been around maybe 2 or 3 receivers that's at least 60 mil, so not even 100 mil, like 60 mil, like top at least top dollar, top receivers.
Yeah.
And the last thing they want to do is kind of like me explain to you how the secret ingredients to the Pratty formula work. So it's like, so it's like it ain't much of like giving tips, but just giving me game on just about how the organization works, how the football world works. There's not too many times where they'll try to help you out, like, because at the end of the day, it's like we all fighting to be that top receiver and stuff like that. And once guys get paid, I ain't gonna say a lot of guys, once they get paid, they still be wholesome and humble. And then there's some that's like, hey, I got this money, I feel like people coming after me now. But since I've been in the league, I want to say 3 receivers. Corey Davis, when I was with the Jets, and he from the Chicago area. He grew up in Maywood. Devontae Parker, and probably Robbie Anderson. He's from Florida. He'll Florida cat. Florida people funny. They funny to me though. He a solid guy. Since I've been around all 3 of them, they just pretty much they helped me build my confidence. They know every facility I've been to, I was always the only person who came from a lower level school. Mm-hmm. Everybody came from the FBS, FCS. I'll be the only one in there. D2. If you want to catch our game, you gotta go on the network. You can't watch it on TV. Mm-hmm. So a lot of them they just kept reminding me like that I was here for a reason, and that even though some guys who went to these bigger and better schools, they gotta show up to work with a hard hat and a lunch pail just like you do.
Makes sense.
You know what I mean? Because in the league, ain't nothing guaranteed. Like whether it's pen and paper, or if they tell you something to your face, can't you always believe what people tell you?
Sure.
Like your actions will always speak louder than anything else after that. To be honest.
Was it the same way? Actually, go ahead. You go, bro. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so coming from, like you said, McKendree, where we kind of play, some decent people, but not everybody that we played against is going to the league. Yeah. So now you playing in the NFL, like, what was your biggest adjustment? Like, what would you say, like, change? Like, what did you notice?
Mentally, I got mentally challenged. When I was back in McKendree, which let's say back in college, I was always telling myself that I still do. I was like, I'm the most competitive, strongest, physical, the most athletic person on the field. Now I'm in the league. It's like, yeah, we all the same now. There's no more, I ain't the fastest, I ain't the strongest, because Galvez, he might be stronger than me. This Galvez might be faster than me. It's all at that point, it's all about just your fundamentals and being technically sounded. Because I want to say hard work, it outworks the talents. Like people who are gifted talent, people who can just naturally do things and it just fall into their favor. That all sounds good and all, but the people who actually like to work on their craft and go an extra mile to be successful or great, whatever the case you want to call it, those are the guys who show up on Sundays, Thursdays, Mondays, whatever you want to call it. They show up in practice. Consistency is key in this league, really. Like the more consistent you are, you ain't have nothing to worry about.
Okay. So like what was that transition like, you going from D2 to the NFL, like as far as like the game speed?
Oh yeah, it was it was definitely a different learning curve. In NFL practices, they're about like 2 hours long, and they don't go over they don't go over that limit. So that means you ain't got no time for no mess ups. Like every practice has to be a crisp practice. They're not wasting time for anyone and no one. The speed it's full speed every day until like maybe I want to say like a Thursday, you'll slow it down before just to give your legs a day to relax because this is like around the league. It's this thing called Fast Friday. Fast Friday, that's when we call it one play at a time and we expect it to be crisp. Whether our offense is successful or the defense is successful, Fast Friday means like it's game speed now. So we rocking and rolling. Like we kind of crank it up going into the week, like Wednesdays and Thursdays, but Fridays, I think I probably burn like probably 1,600 calories in practice. And practice only be like an hour and a half. So we rolling like this. So that's definitely a different tempo than it is from a collegiate level. Like collegiate level, you might get breaks that's like probably 10 minutes, 5 minutes long. Hell, in the league, you barely get 3 minutes to take a break. Because that's what I mean. It's like you spend at least 9 hours in the facility. 2 hours you're on the field. And only on the field. So it's like with the time you got out there, they're gonna take advantage of that.
And I don't think people realize like how fast you really are. Like I remember when we was on kickoff, bro. Like I'm kind of fast. Like I'm talking about kickoff.
You fast.
Boom, no for real. We take off. I'm talking about. I look down because I'm on this side, Matt Cole on the other side. I look down. I'm like, bro, what is wrong with this man? I'm talking about every play, bro. You know, some plays we take off. We like, okay, every play, Matt Cole, making a tackle, run back. I'm like, bro, calm down. He like, for what? I'm like, bro, this man a crackhead.
Listen.
Legit crackhead, bro.
But that's what I mean. Consistency is key. And with what I did on special teams in college, that got perspectives, attentions. You know, special teams coordinators in the league, they love that. And the quickest way onto a roster in the league, if you're not drafted, you got to go through special teams, which a lot of people don't really take value in that. I did it all 4 years and went into my senior year. My coach was talking about taking me out. I'm like, hell no, like because when I was a junior, I coached Coach Gus. He had said not a special team me. He said if you're on special teams, you're a special player. You know, so that's kind of how I just attacked special teams. Before he even told me, I already knew like this. If you don't, like I said, if you're on special teams, that means you love to play football. You love to hit, you love to run, you love to change the game, and that gave me an adrenaline every time on special teams.
But like the man will run down on kickoff, make the tackle, get some water. He'll be the gunner on punt, go down, make the tackle, get some water, go score a touchdown on offense, get some water, come back on kick. I'm just on the side. I'm like, man, I'm serious, bro. I'm just waiting for them to say first team defense. But when I say like, I definitely saw it. Like I'm talking about every play, bro. It was fast. Like I'm like, bro, what is wrong with this man? Even when like the routes just fast, he running back, he ain't jogging back. He may walk, but it's like everything with Matt was fast.
And I want to say, even during these games, like I rarely sat on the bench. I was just always dialed into watching the game. When the defense is out there, I'm watching because you never know when a sudden change can happen. That's the nature of the game. You always got to be on your toes.
So I know you mentioned, I know Marcus is probably like this, but I know you said like everything in the league is not guaranteed. You can't believe like everything somebody said. So from like a mental aspect, when you got like certain teams, like I know we talked about it earlier this week, when you got certain teams that you try out for and they like, oh yeah, we're gonna sign you. And then they fast forward, they may sign somebody else. Like from a mental aspect as an athlete, how does that like what does that do to you?
I mean, it'll get your hopes up, which is why you can't that's what I meant. You can't believe anything that not even just in the NFL, you can't always believe what people tell you. Like the actions will speak for them. I've been told so many times of, like this team is interested in you or we're going to activate you this week. Like, I've been told so much gibber jabberish, and then the next day or maybe the next hour, there's been a change of plans. I've had that happen to me a couple of times to the point where when it first started happening, I was kind of confused. I was like, man, like, well, so and so said, to the point where it happened to me so much is like I won't necessarily say I don't believe you. I'll just say in my head, well, we'll see. When the time comes, whatever you tell me, if it's true, if it happens, we're gonna ride it out. If not, then it's like, it is what it ain't. And mentally, it can take a toll on you, especially like you're not mentally strong. A lot of guys around this time of year, for my cause, my cliques, they all like to do charities and foundations for mental healthness, because that is really it's really big in the NFL. A lot of players don't like to come out and talk about it. Others do. Some try to deal with it in other ways. But your mental sanity is that'll keep your head on right and make sure you're doing what it is you got to do. Because the game of football, only 10% of it is physical, and the rest is all mental. Since I've been in the league, I had to learn 7 different playbooks. I've been on the Eastern and Western Hemisphere. I had to up and leave, living in one apartment, to having to go live in another apartment, gotta break this lease, and then can't live that, I gotta live in this apartment. So yeah, it was definitely it was a challenge. It really was. But yeah, 3 years later, I still got my mental sanity. I feel like only because my support system around me, friends, family, all telling me it's gonna be all right. Everything happens for a reason. One of these days, the team gonna sign me. They're gonna see what I'm worth, and they're gonna take me in. They're gonna fully embrace me, and I'm just waiting on that right now. But it doesn't matter who I play for, because anywhere is better than nowhere. And any team that I'm on, I give my 110%. I just have to, because I'm that committed to the game. I just respect the game that much. I'm not gonna care where I'm at, even if it's a losing team or if it's the top dog team. It don't matter. There's a lot of guys who wish they was in my shoes. When I was a rookie, my player engagement counselor, he had informed me that there's over 7 billion people in the world and only 2,115 NFL athletes. So being in the NFL, you less than just about 1% than the human population. So I just feel like just playing in this level, it's a privilege for anybody to be mad or upset about anything, because everybody don't get to be in this career. It's a hell of a career. You're getting paid to play a child's game. Like who wouldn't want that? And then you only work about 18 weeks out of the year, guaranteed, unless you go to the playoffs. So probably like for the first half of the year, you're doing football, and then you get to just take it easy.
Right. You got anything, Marcus?
I know in 2021 you played for the Giants, and they told you was going to play corner. How did you mentally and emotionally feel about that? Because I know you had to go through all the playbooks, and I didn't been around some NFL practice squad guys or some relatives that then been related to some NFL guys. They told me like the playbook was like, it was like, bro, no, it's like really this thick, and you have to know the playbook by a certain time. So knowing you, who's an offensive guy, how did that mentally and emotionally feel for you when the coach tells you like, hey, like you were saying, you're gonna be activated. So when we need you at corner, if something happens to another corner, we need you to know this, and this by this time.
The best ability is availability. I laughed out loud when they told me that. I feel like it probably would have been a lot harder if I never had no experience at that position.
Yeah.
The only experience I have is high school. And I know it's high school, but it's like I know how to backpedal, I know how to tackle. I know a little bit about coverages, but not like on the NFL perspective. When I got called, this is the day before the game. Our DB coach was like, "Hey, I might need you to play some corner second half." I say, "I already played corner on special teams on punt return." He laughed. He said, "No, I mean like defense." So I'm like, all right, so kind of caught me off guard. I was like, okay, well, I mean,
Let's do
Hey,
it.
I'm just gonna be a Swiss Army knife. If you need me to cover somebody, I'll cover you. Somebody tackle. It's kind of like special team. I was okay. You know what? That's whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to get in, to fit in. I didn't have to really learn too much in coverages. Just because of how fresh I was, just getting back in the defensive stance for real. And then on national TV, it's like, this is either gonna go north or south. But I told myself, I was like, bro, like you played defense before, so I was like, come on, man, you got it, ball out. So I was kind of just hyping myself up, and then my teammates was hyping me up too. It was like, bro, if you get a pick six or something like that, you didn't have to just play defense. I was like, look at man, I'm doing, look, like if you need a placeholder, if you need a running back, whatever it takes, I'm your guy. So like I said, the best ability is availability. As I'm playing in the game, I'm only playing to outside line, just so the coach can communicate to me what cover it is, because they'll go in the huddle. I'm the only one who don't have to go in the huddle because I don't know what the hell they talking about in that huddle.
Yeah.
I look at the coach like, this is cover one, this is cover two, and this is cover three.
Yeah.
This is the preseason. So he was like, I don't expect you to do nothing for real. But even though it's the preseason, the catching rating on my side was like maybe 11%. And I made a clean tackle on this 6'8" tight end.
Y'all was playing the Browns, right? Was it the Browns?
Yeah, it was the Browns.
Yeah.
Dang.
Came downhill and put my face mask in his rib cage, warm his ribs. And everyone on the sideline, they talking about some. I'm the only person on defense. I was the only person on defense with 83 backpedaling out there, just running to the ball, just having fun for the love of the game.
Yeah.
So you speak about like availability. I think a lot of players, they overlook how important it is like to take care of your body. So like for you, like did the regiments change once you got to the league, or you always been like super strict and consistent on your workouts?
I'm glad you said that. Hell yeah, it changed. I'm coming from football season for us when I was in college. It ended in November. Now it don't end in January. I need something. I need to do something that I ain't never did before because I've never played that long ever since I've been a football player. Going into the league, I've done cryotherapy, I do Normatec, and I do these weekly. And your body, your longevity, that's going to determine how long you're going to last in this league.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you don't take care of your body, at the end of the day, it's like you're grown up. Ain't nobody going to hold your hand and tell you to go to treatments. If something not feeling good, they hold, like the team, the organization, they hold you accountable to take care of yourself. Just like they relying on you to come to practice every day, know your assignment and know your alignment, and do whatever it takes to stay healthy. You know, because in the NFL, or just being a professional athlete, get paid a handsome amount of, like a salary is handsome. It's really good. And it's like they expecting you just to do the bare minimum. And if you can't do that, it's like, man, you don't want it bad enough, you don't deserve to be there.
Man, Matt used to come in the cafeteria with 5 plates, bro. He got 3 plates of fruit, 3 plates of mashed potatoes and chicken. He get in the weight room. He's slapping his thighs, doing backflips over the squat bench, squatting 425, screaming out. I'm like, bro, this man. We used to legit, me and Jado used to call him a hype. We like, Matt call him a hype, G.
You using past tense. People still call me a hype. But hey, man, it is what it is, man.
But ain't that what separate, regular players from star players though? Like that make it to the league, they got that extra just goal. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is like just super serious to them.
When you go an extra mile, it's gonna definitely show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some people are cool with just the bare minimum and do whatever. They just there just to get it over with. And there's guys that's like it means something to them, and they doing it for a specific reason, not a typical reason.
Right.
And like I said, I didn't think my wildest dream I'd be in the NFL. I thought I was gonna be in the Olympics, man. Like I was a well-renowned gymnast all around the city of Chicago. And then I kind of I'll say it, lost interest in it. I wasn't having any fun anymore. started playing football, and I haven't looked back since. And throughout my whole career, knock on wood, never had to deal with any serious injuries. I've always had a clean bill of health.
So I'm just glad you ain't go to the Packers, bro.
Man, like I said, anywhere, and I hope I hope I go there. If they sign me, you gonna be the first person I inform.
I'm gonna block you, bro.
Hey, do what you got to do, man.
Come play in Philly, man. You can always come play in Philly. We take any and everybody. We give anybody a chance in Philly, man.
Wherever my talents is needed, that's where I'm going.
Hey, I'll call some people in Philly, bro. We just had some track runners over there. Devin Allen was there just because, bro.
I heard it get silly in Philly, so just let me know.
Man, I'll talk to Meek and them boys up there, bro. I'll see if we can work something out.
Nah, we definitely appreciate you though, bro. Appreciate you, my boy.
Oh, one last question. I just realized this. You was a rookie. Is the rookie dinner thing a real thing? Like, is it like they really
that's real. That's real.
They just hand you the bill, like, hey.
They're not gonna do nothing crazy to you. Like if you drafted, oh yeah, they're gonna take advantage of your ass.
Yeah.
But if you undrafted, they not gonna expect much. Like hell, like before we take off to go out of town on a plane, I want you to stop at Chick-fil-A, get us something. Everybody type your orders in on the phone, and then you just gotta bring it. But if you got drafted, oh yeah. Yeah, man. You paying at least over $5K, at least.
Yeah, they hitting them pockets.
Did you have to carry the pass too?
And the worst group is DBs.
I was just gonna say
the DBs they are cutthroat. They don't care. Man, they grimy. They grimy what they do. They rookies, but I mean it is what it ain't.
I know they was interviewing Jalen Waddle. They was like, did they hit you with the rookie bill yet? He was like, rookie bill?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, when they give you the bill, he said, they ain't gonna do me like that. Brandon Marshall like, yeah, they is gonna do you like
that. like he had a choice. He's like, if you're a rookie, you ain't got no.
That's what he's telling me. He don't really got no choice.
You ain't got no say so in this, man. Ain't nobody finna. Yeah, you think? Watch. They're gonna find a way. If you don't want to pay for nothing, they are going to belittle you. They might fill your car with water balloons, or they gonna do something to get under your skin. And that's what being a rookie is all about. Everybody got to go through that. When I was a rookie,
what they do to you?
I had to carry motherfuckers' pads around.
I was about to say, I knew you had to carry the pads.
I'm okay with that. That's fine, man. But not no send the bill down to that brother down there. Like, I'll take, hey, this your helmet and just show the pads. I'll take that any day over than paying for, spending more than what I think I eat in a month on a bill.
Yeah,
I just wouldn't do it. But that's just me. And then like rookies also got to, before meeting start, you gotta tell a joke or you gotta sing. You know what I mean? So it's like,
every meeting, or is it just like one meeting?
Every other meeting. Like if it's a team meeting, they want a rookie during training camp. Yeah, you either singing or you telling the joke. It's one or the other.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then you all rookies are in charge of snacks. So when you're in the meetings, everybody got a snack table. The big boys, they got a microwave and a mini freeze in they meeting room, so they be eating good for real.
That's why they fat now.
No, they don't be eating no real junk foods. Like they got a mini fridge and a microwave. The only snacks is like candy and stuff like that. But they got a mini fridge for like actual food you can put in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't like, you're not gonna heat nothing up from the calf because that's the calf. I mean, like maybe they might have something in the calf they may not have one day. Just it's a microwavable snack. And that's the only seen that in the big boys room. I never seen that in nobody else's room. Just only the offensive lineman and the defensive lineman. But every organization different,
Sure.
We definitely appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for doing the interview, man. Stay safe. God bless.
Well, hell, I appreciate the hospitality, man.
Always, man. You're always welcome here, bro. Any other time, let us know, man. Always
hey, and speaking of time, make sure we on time. You know what I'm saying? Just saying,
Black people ain't never on time, bro.
Yeah, we definitely got to get better with that. But Yeah, man, we appreciate you coming on the show, man. 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like I always say, anybody can talk, but not everybody can keep it a spade, man. So welcome to the show. Thank you for coming. And leave your what's your Instagram, man, so people can come follow you, check you out.
For the meantime, it's Matty Baby, MATTY_BAYBEE. It's only temporary before I change it. I'm getting a little too old having a username like that. I gotta talk to Instagram support so they can change that for me.
All right, man. Well, thank you for your time, my boy.
Man,
Thanks
good
for
luck with
having me.
everything. Wish you the
Appreciate
best on
it.
the rest of your endeavors, man. Keep your head up and keep God first, and everything will look up, my boy.
I appreciate it, man. For real, for real.
That's absolutely.